Raise your hand if your director ever came into your classroom and said that your class was too loud. It happens to all of us at some point, but I do have a few tips that can help. Hi, my name is Miss Celeste and I work with first-year preschool teachers to help them manage their classroom without stress or overwhelm so that they can have a successful school year. And by the end of this video, you'll learn a few ways that helped keep the noise level down in my classroom. Stay tuned. I do want to start by saying that there should be noise in your classroom. If they are engaged, if they're having fun, if they're, relaxed, if they are comfortable, there should be noise in your classroom. So I think it's up to each and every one of us to decide or determine what we consider too loud. My favorite part of the year is when there's this constant hum or murmuring that's going on in the classroom, so that you know that the children are engaged, but they're also working in a way that you don't have to talk or you don't have to use a loud voice to get their attention or anything like that. You'll find for yourself that that happens as well. When there's this point in the year when everything that you've taught them comes together and you actually see it playing out in real time. But again, I don't want to go off this point that there should be noise in your room. The goal of your classroom management is not to get it completely silent when they're supposed to be learning or during the learning time. You would like it to be quiet during your nap time and stuff like that, but during the bulk of the day when they are supposed to be learning and talking with their friends and really building relationships, you don't want it to be completely silent. But there are those times when it gets really loud, so you have to figure out how do you want to let them be aware of that it's getting too loud and how you can bring the noise level down. So I have 3 tips that could help you bring the noise level down in your classroom as it did in mine. So the first way is to use a signal. So these signals can be clapping, it could be 2 fingers on the lip, 2 fingers in the air. It could be a bell or a chime or a triangle from the music set. Whatever it is that can just bring them back to awareness, to self-awareness that their voices may be a little bit too loud. So just using some type of signal. And most of these ideas are a noise that they recognize that you've taught and you've gone over with them before. So signals definitely can work. I have used the clapping pattern so many different times in so many different ways in my classroom that it works. The next tip is to use an attention grabber, which is basically, a lot of these can be used as attention grabbers as well. But for instance, the signal, when I use the signal, the first one that I talked about, I'm not using it to get them to do something else. I'm just doing it to make them aware that it's getting a little too loud. And then, but I don't necessarily have to say anything. You can just do that. And then they know, oh, she rang the bell, or she, rang the triangle, that our voices are too loud. So let's bring it down. So you don't necessarily have to say anything. So with attention grabbers, you can use those as well, but those are a good way to get the children's attention. And then if you want to talk to them about something or give them a brief kind of explanation or a brief next direction, then that would be a perfect time to do that. So an example of that could be a call and response. So you say something and then they will say something in response. So if I say the steam in the iron goes, and then they say shh, so they know that, okay, she's getting our attention for something and that we need to listen to the next direction. Now I have a whole video about attention grabbers that I will be putting up here so that you can take a look at it. And I also have a freebie that I will put in the comments as well as in the description that gives you even more information on attention grabbers. The next idea for me is one of my favorite ideas because it's so subtle. Like it just happens. And that is playing soft music. And you're playing this in the background and it just kind of sets the tone, sets the mood, sets the atmosphere in the room. So for instance, and I talk about this a lot, that music really can bring out what you want in them. So for instance, in the morning I'm playing lively music because I want them to make sure that they are awake and that they're ready to start the day. And then at nap time, it's like something that's really like quiet or soothing because I want them to relax. Well, during their playtime, if you happen to have like not circle time, but if you happen to have, when you have center time or you happen to have recess, you have to do indoor recess or something, you can do this as well, like having some type of calm, relaxing music. I try not to make it the same music that they hear at nap time. Like for instance, I love Enya. Playing Enya at nap time is like everything. So I wouldn't play Enya any other part of the day, like, because it was nap time music, so I wouldn't play it any other time of the day. But for instance, I would play something else that's soothing, something else that's calming and relaxing, and use it during indoor recess or use it during their center time, and it can still have the same kind of effect of just like bringing the volume down. That's why I love using music, because it can shift the mood in the classroom when you want it to. Now, I did want to say that these are not a comprehensive list of all the things that you can do to bring the noise down. I'm just giving you a few tips that have worked for me in my classroom over the years. There are lots out there and you can find so many different things, and you could probably come up with a ton more. But I just wanted to give you some of my go-tos every year. I would love to hear in the comments which one of these ideas you're going to use in your classroom, and if you have another idea that you use in your classroom currently, go ahead and put that in the comments so that you can give someone else another idea. So I hope these ideas really help you out in your classroom, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!